Some critical role on the screen. It is 7 a.m. now. I woke up at, what time was it? I woke up at 6:30-ish. I woke up at 6 to turn my alarm off, but I didn't get up for a second, and I did one of those and woke up and it was 6:30, 6:49. You guys remember those days back in school? You're sleeping, you're like, your alarm goes off. Then you look, and then you go, I'm good. Hit the alarm, and now your mom's over you. Yeah, it's nice and early. Getting this video out. See, I said when I can get these in the morning, I'll do them in the morning. Sometimes I have to get up and start doing like work immediately, but I'm also trying to give myself rest from the previous day before, and it's also just been settling into this place. So you know, so crazy, you guys. Like, starting this video, if you're new and this is the first video you're seeing me, I'm not even kidding you. At the beginning of October, I didn't know where I was going to live, like 100%. And I knew, like, as it was getting colder and everything, the shadow self, or the, that old self that you face on this journey really tried to make me feel like, you know, you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna, you g- tough luck, kid. You messed up, you know, or you really think you have it in you to let everything go and be able to just hit the road with almost nothing in savings? Really? Really? You got that? You're that bold? All right, well, let's see. Let's see who favors the bold. And fortunately, because I recognized who I was like I did many years ago, to do it the first time, I said I can do it this time with nothing. Because, I mean, I did it last time from nothing. When I did that manifestation for $28,000, I started with 10K. All I would do is day by day count it in my imagination. I would go into a meditation. I would count 10 stacks of 100. Or, yeah, 10 stacks of $100 bills stacked to 10. I don't know if I'm properly saying that right, but let me get this clicked on too. But yeah, so I think back to those days because that was the thing that inspired this consciousness overdrive journey. Not just that, but the feeling like I've outgrown my environment and it was just it's time to go. You know, I got the sign and I was like, yeah, like, no matter what I have or don't have, just certain things. This is what I noticed too. Certain things just were not manifesting. And I knew it was because of where my attention was placed. It wasn't on the inner world. It was for a lot, but also it kept getting pulled. It kept getting pulled. There were so many environmental factors where I was just like, let me switch the environment and I think everything else will take care of itself. That's why, I don't know if you hear many creators talk about this, but here's actually something I used to say when I was a kid. I said if I was really born in some circumstances where, like, a kid is getting, abused by his family or anything like that, in video game. I don't know how strict YouTube is anymore. I've been doing this for only like 7 years, but I keep telling myself too that YouTube is reducing its restrictions for everybody because I think it's kind of corny that there are anyways. Let people express and create their art. You got smut books that are allowed to sell. Anyways, the point is that, if you're in one of those environments, or what I used to say was when I was younger, is that if I was ever in one of those environments or I incarnated in one of them, I would have ran away. And that's exactly why, by God's design, I wasn't, because I would have dipped. Knowing my soul, I would have been out. And I would have been trying to find some foster family to take me in. No kidding. Or, well, don't want to say any of the least undesired, or yeah, the undesirable paths, but, you know. Had Domino's the other day. I just decided to look because, sometimes these ads, man, sometimes these ads are very, very targeted. Let's see. Nah, we're okay. Sometimes the ads are targeted, and yeah, they'll show like a local ad or something like that. Then I'm like, crap. Wanna remain some anonymity in an ever shifting landscape of AI and everything else. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to have Critical Role or D&D behind me because life really is a game, and it really feels like a D&D adventure to me. You know, every day you're rolling the dice, and you're rolling the dice with divinity, and you're rolling the dice with God, source, and it's just funny because I really took a chance and rolled when I decided to just leave that environment I was in. And the thing is I don't want to bring it up like multiple times and all that, and just keep saying that for the end of the series. I'm gonna end off strong. So we're gonna start this video. Well, we already started this video. We're gonna end this video and end the rest of the series with just going absolutely in as we get back to the regular videos. I'm gonna go absolutely in with what I say. But I'm really telling you guys, like, here you guys go. This is video proof. And this time, no meditation was used. A little bit of scripting beforehand because I love scripting. But aside from that, it was all inner dialogue. Telling myself I'm one with God, telling myself I'm source, telling myself the best things in those scenarios, and like I said, I felt like shit. I had to stay with my girlfriend in her apartment, and you know, even though I also, because everyone is me pushed out, I just had to get to the point because my mind has this thing where I don't want to feel like a burden. uh, and I should say had, because now I understand what being in a community that truly values what you do for them, way different, literally way different. But yeah, freaking, I'm staying there thinking like, thinking certain things like, oh, are they going to be bothered by me staying? I was like, this, fuck that. Where's that coming from? I'm a beast. All I do is stay in the room. They fucking love me being here. Shit, if there's four different women, they're all divine feminine. I'm the divine masculine that balances it out. I started telling myself those things because it started to ease. You start to realize, which I've realized for a long time, that the real world that you only experience is within your mind. So all those anxieties, all these things popping up, all these overthinking, it started popping up because I've never been in these circumstances before where it's like I could literally be homeless. Back when I was in school, my stepdad did that. And I'm healed from this past, just to throw that out there, not to bring it up like, I'm still reminiscent on the past, but I remember there was a past life I lived where, in this life, where my stepfather decided to dip, and he told me now, because we have a great relationship now, that all the things that I learned about now were what were going on. So I never understood it as a kid, but I had my girlfriend to stay with, I had friends. I was taken care of. I always was divinely taken care of. Like, no one was ever going to let me be homeless, and that was something the love of my life right now reminded me of. Like, I was never going to be without, support ever. Something would always be figured out. And it's true because I know a person like me, and this is not to gas myself or whatever. It's just my self concept. And I really think you should believe and love yourself like this. But I knew with who I was, how I take care of spaces when I come to them, even this space, how I'm basically like also taking care of it with the actual owner. The owner of this place, yeah, she Airbnbs this with her husband, and then there's this code stuff that she does. But and them giving me this place to stay in and everything, and even offering like places I could put my office, and putting uh, just locks on certain parts of it. It's so amazing, right? And the immediate day that I got here, they were having some trash problems and other things in the back where there was like some guy they had to fire and everything. I took care of it. I wrapped it up, took care of it, and literally one of the things, one of the main guys I met the woman through. he was like, oh, I knew from that moment you were my guy. Because that's the thing, is like, that's my self concept, is I'm valuable to a community. I bring things to the table. Like, I show up, and I know that's who I am. So even if I was homeless or whatever happened, it wouldn't be for long. I would find a community of people that love me, that this, that that, So those were things I reminded myself as, and I just pushed my concept of self to the highest extreme. But yeah, you know, I made absolute sure to just push it, push. I every day, man. Even when I went walk to the park in one of the videos on this series, I was sitting at that park, and a really lovely lady came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm not in your video and stuff." I was like, "No." She's, "Don't worry, got to do our old lady walk for the day." It was such a cute experience, and she waved bye to me after she left. But so many people were talkative that day, and it just felt like the energy was on a high. But I knew I was feeling that because of myself, and yeah, and it just it's just little things like that made me go, it's all working out, and not because of the external validation, but because I was I flipped every little aspect, because that was the point of the consciousness overdrive. I hope that you guys get that. Like, even when I'm drinking this water, I'm saying this is fueling and replenishing my entire body. Like, I'm saying it in real time as I'm talking to you guys. So if sometimes it seems like, I'm slower to get out what I'm speaking, it's because I'm still taking every aspect and flipping it. Because, like I said, I wanted to end this series strong. But I'll tell you some of the things that are flowing through my head. And like I said, the one thing I want to say to preface this, so hopefully you don't skip over it, is that you are all these things that I'm about to say. I'm only saying it from my self concept. So, again, if you're someone watching who's bothered by these things, I don't know what to tell you. You've grown into a world where they've tricked you into thinking this isn't how you master your mind, or this isn't how you think highly of yourself. But you can take any great out there in the world, doesn't matter, even the most humble, and their internal dialogue is like this. There's only like a few people, or not a few people. There's, well, yeah, I'll say it like this. There's a few select number of people who are going to say it in ways like opposed to other viewpoints. Like me, I take a softer way to say it. Consciousness overdrive was me actually showing you a raw part of myself doing this, because I would never do this on video, like saying it like this. But see, I would never. When I think of the past, I would never show you guys, like, because I just would think like, oh, But remember, if everybody's me pushed out, only people can think what I think. But I would think like, oh, what are people going to think about this? But I get it, because this is the lock and the key. You are that lock and key. But so there's some individuals who just don't give a shit and tell you that. That's why I like the power of I am. Eric's cool as shit. He just says it straight up. But there's others who have said it in a way where they're like, oh, you're vibration, no, you're this. And they don't explain what that is. But I realized over time, it's realizing reality is more like a game, and your inner world is really the real world. Because you can summon up any emotion you want from the identity within you that will then materialize it. So just throw that out there to y'all. But yeah, so all these affirmations I say right here, you are these. I'm serving as a mirror. And I'm not saying this to get any validation from anyone, because I don't care. I have witnessed the worst circumstances somebody can go through. And I know for myself I deserve to feel like this, no matter what the external tries to tell me. I know I'm worth $1 million. You see what I'm saying? It's not, I don't want to run up to someone and flex my money. No. What? I'm just a million. Like, what is true wealth? What is true health? To me, that's the inner state of mind being sound. So, repeat after me. I am God. I am one with God. I am divinely protected every single day of my life. God supplies my needs every single day. God supplies me with the best entertainment I could ever watch. All of this, all of them are God's too. It's all God's. Putting together this beautiful story for all of us to witness if you're familiar with Critical Role. The best entertainment, the best TV to watch this entertainment on. Wake up in a kind of cold house because of the thermostat, but I am always taken care of. I'm in my true place doing what I love to do now. Now, in the now. I am present. I'm always present. The past, present, and future don't exist without my observation of it. That's why in my observation of it, I'm living in the highest timeline meant for me. I am living in the most aligned version of me. I'm living in the most aligned timeline of my life. I am grateful for everything that blesses my life. I am blessed. Funny enough, I just realized over there on the wall there's a little thing that says blessed, funny enough. And I just came into my awareness as I said it. I am powerful. I'm whole. I'm harmonious. I'm strong. Harmonious. Happy. All of this. All of it. Strong. Handsome. Not because of anything external. I just got a handsome soul. Skillful, masterful. I learn things quickly. Funny enough, here's the thing, because of my self-concept, I didn't even notice that I picked things up pretty quickly. I used to think I was pretty average when it came to like intellect and things like that. Until other people started saying like I was very wise, I was an old soul. I was, my girlfriend really admires that I pick things up very quickly. So that's another thing for y'all. You know, we our self-concept, depending on our environment and our childhood, caused us to think and affirm in a negative way. And nobody calls it that stuff. And I may be taking this from Eric, whatever, but he's so right. I've resonated with that. He just took the thoughts out of my brain. No, but we're a collective consciousness. No one calls the negative stuff narcissistic, but the positive stuff, oh, that's narcissistic. But not when you're saying, oh, I'm a loser, I'm this, I'm that. There's no negative coach coming around and being like, good job, buddy. Good job. You're negative as fuck. Or not negative coach, but that works too. But there's nobody running around to you and being like, ugh, you think you're a loser? How narcissistic. No, but going, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I just win at everything. Oh, that's narcissistic. Oh, my bad. I'm a loser. I lose at everything. Contradictions, and people are fooling you. They're fooling you and they're going to keep you trapped. And now, and understand, in a divine sense, and I don't think a lot of people say this, but I'm saying it, is that remember, there's a duality here. So certain people are going to play certain roles and reflect you. But remember, all these entities do exist simultaneously, separate from just thoughts. Because I say Earth is a playground of all beings, and all beings. I think I just said beings twice, but it's early. But it's a playground of all beings. So remember, confusion in certain frequencies still exists. If you're looking at life as a radio channel, flipping through different frequencies, the one of confusion still exists within your being as God, but where your awareness is placed will depend if that tries to come and get you. And it will at first when you're switching identities, but like when somebody you know just says things that sound confusing, like that's what it is, distortion. My cousin and I, and my closest brother, people call us twin flames. Ron, love that guy. We will always say distortion, man. Distortion tries to happen, tries to come in between the message that you got to get out to the world. So it's just funny, you know. Anyways, I forgot even why I was going on that point. There you go. But I know somebody needed to hear it or resonated. But you know, it's so simple. Like it's so simple. It's you. It really is you. It's the universe, the universe. And a lot of people complicate it. A lot of people try to put too much logic on it, and that is literally the killer. If you want to use logic, then use divine logic. If God knows all things and God knows all this, and you're made in the image of God, then you know all things. It's a divine. It doesn't matter how, you'll pick up the skills naturally because you're the creator. You're the created of the creator. So you have that divine spark of light within you. Shoot, people love Einstein. Einstein even said he pulled from this place. So people are saying now, I keep seeing in ads, oh, Einstein's brain was smaller than the average human. Of course, people are saying that now. So then that means that his receptor, quote unquote, should have been smaller from frequencies from the universe. But then he even went on to say, like, imagination, like, if you want your kid to be highly intelligent, read them fantasy books and things like that. Funny enough, I grew up on fantasy. But I'm just saying it's funny that he mentioned that because I grew up on fantasy. Oh, Black Phone too. That's a good one. That's a good one about souls and stuff. Let me get this remote ready. I'm almost done here with y'all. But yeah, if you ever see that post pop up, I don't know if it's true or false, but because it's consciousness, his brain really wouldn't matter if his consciousness is sharp, because consciousness is all that you are. The form that you take here doesn't really matter. It's not really you. So it doesn't matter what brain receptor he really had or not, because consciousness is infinite. So infinite ways, infinite intelligence. But people want to use so much logic. You're using the human logic, the lower version, the lowest version. Use higher logic. Screw that. Even though the imagination and all of that is you know, is the real identity. If you're someone stuck in logic, then just think with a divine logic. So you go, oh, I have this problem to figure out. Well, how would divinity do it? Or God would have it done the moment he said it. Because logically, he's a divine being. Logically, I know that God is supposed to be this all supreme, powerful being that can call things into existence. Hang on, I'm one with that energy. Use logic. Wait, so if I'm one with that energy, I should be able to call things into existence like that. Logical. But people don't think like that, and that's what is literally hindering a lot of people. You've got to call it into being. And the biggest thing when I'm gonna end this video is regardless of if it works or not, because it did work in a quantum sense. There's a timeline of you experiencing that right now. What? Kind of felt like I heard my alarm. Oh, good, I turned it off. Oh, pray. I turned them off of my hour alarm things because I'm doing it all hours pretty much now because I'm in consciousness overdrive. But yeah, so there you go. You can flip logic and use a higher version of logic if you really need to. Just don't trap yourself in a box. Have fun and express yourself. And with that, I'm out. I need to get warm because this house is cold, so I need to turn up the heat. Anyways, much love. Hey, Moonlight. I said it again. Dude, I'm channeling lunar. I think I have a lot of lunar juices flowing through me. You are the shift. The lunar programming is so strong because I think why it's happening is because this channel is as serious as a level of seriousness as my lunar was lost channel. So it's very funny. Anyways, take care. You are the shift. Say it with me, you're Slithic. You're gods.